A lot of us women are just little girls still trying to get that validation and acceptance that we didn't get and build the confidence that we didn't get a chance to get built up.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Welcome to the Lean Podcast, Ladies Empowerment and Alignment Network. I'm your host, Mahogany, and this is Season 2. Let's start with a short prayer. God, I pray this season speaks to every heart listening. May these stories ignite purpose, restore hope, and remind each woman that she is never alone. Amen.
Amen. Amen.
What is up, you guys? How is it going? We are here on Season 2 of the Ladies Empowerment and Alignment Network podcast. And we have a very, very special guest back to join us from Season 1, Nikki Jordan.
Hey, thanks for having me back. I guess I did all right if you let me come back. So thank you.
Hey, the people wanted an encore. I was like, let's give the people what they want. So
Absolutely.
I'm so happy to have you back on, you guys. Today, Nikki's going to be talking to us about confidence, how to build confidence, where to find it if you don't have any, how to maintain it, and what happens when you lose it, and how to get it back. All those good things. It's very important, isn't it, Nikki?
Yeah.
Like, how often is it
Absolutely.
that you come across women? I know your line of work is to help women in this area and people in general. But what is a normal thing you find when it comes to people and confidence?
Oh, that's a good question. A normal people I find with confidence, I run into people literally all day long, every day, all day, who just lack confidence. Sometimes it's lack of confidence within a certain area, which is quite normal, right? Because even I don't have 100% confidence in every single area that I do, especially if it's something new. But most of the time and because I work with a lot of women, a lot of these will be, talking about women, but it'll be confidence within self. Right. And so, and what you'll find is that actually it's projected out in many, many different ways. So, but at the root of it, it's really that they don't have confidence within self. And sometimes a lot of what I found is that because that wasn't necessarily built up when they were younger, which is why I do so much work with youth as well, because a lot of us women are just little girls still trying to get that validation and acceptance that we didn't get and build the confidence that we didn't get a chance to get built up. So, yeah.
Wow, I love that you do that. And it feels so good to know that we can have confidence in one area, but that doesn't mean that we're going to have confidence in all the areas. Because a lot of times it can seem like, well, I don't like how I look, so I don't have confidence. Or I look
Right.
really good, so I should have all the confidence in the world.
Yeah, nah,
it's
it's
not
not.
always
That's
about that.
superficial. Yeah, nah, that's like superficial stuff. And in fact, if somebody is saying those are the determinants, like, oh, today is a bad hair day, so I don't have a confidence. Today is a great hair day, so I have confidence, shows me that your lack of confidence is actually much more deep rooted than kind of your norm. Because again, each of us have something that we don't feel as confident in. So it's a difference in not having confidence in a certain ability versus having confidence within yourself and the way you feel about yourself.
Okay, so are you saying that someone can, look a certain way to like American beauty standards and still lack confidence, let's say, in building a business?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Things like that.
100%.
So how does one work through that if, they're feeling like they're lacking confidence? How can one start to build that confidence?
It's two different things. If it's confidence within an ability or a lack of confidence within ability, a lack of ability in a skill set, then you simply go get educated in that skill set, right? I do not feel confident in math, so I go get a math tutor, right? I do not feel confident starting this business, so I go get a coach or join a cohort or something like that, right? That's very specific versus confidence within self. If it is confidence within self, then the answer is the same but slightly different, because now I'm not just tapping into the mind and building up my mental capacity as far as understanding how to do this skill. I'm tapping into the heart of what is this rooted in? Where did this come from? I'm having to do more mindset work instead of just inputting more knowledge. I hope that made sense.
Yeah, that definitely makes sense.
I can get like I do confidence coaching, so I can get a confidence coach, but that's going to be more mindset work, more heart work. I can also get a business coach, but this is more skill set work. There'll
Mm,
probably be mindset work too behind it, but there's going to be more sort of skill set work. So it just depends on which one it is. And it is more straightforward to do the skill set work than it is to do the confidence work. What I find a lot of times though is that most of these times these things hold hands, right? Because I don't have a lot of confidence within self, it bleeds over into these skills and other things, which pulls me back from either starting, completing, or really taking the initiative that I need to do it. So a lot of times these two things hold hands, but they can be different.
okay, so that deep work is the work that really oversees the whole program, because if you
Correct.
go get some, like you said, a math tutor, but you get tutored on that math and you're getting the answers right. But if you don't
Correct.
have that confidence, you still won't be the first one to raise your hand and answer a math
Correct.
question in class.
Correct. Very good. Yeah, absolutely. Because okay, before I started my own business, I was an educator. And well, once an educator, always an educator. I was a math teacher. And so I would that perfect example, I would tutor kids who they just needed help in this skill. They needed help with fractions or formulas. Once they got there, I was like, okay, miss, I got it. Thank you so much. Like they were good. It had nothing to do with their inner work or anything like that. They literally just needed help understanding how to do this formula. Had other kids, they needed help with that formula, but the reason they weren't getting it is because they were thinking negative inner thoughts about self. So I am stupid. I can never do this. I don't know how to do math. I'm not good at math. I'm never going to get math. So now I'm having to do a lot more inner work first before I can even get to that formula, because of your lack of confidence within self, it is blocking your ability to learn this skill.
That's good.
Mm-hmm.
Has there been a time for you as someone who was in a corporate setting, then transitioning into entrepreneurship, that
Mm-hmm.
you had to either enhance skills or build on that inner work in order to be successful as an entrepreneur?
Ask me that one more time. It was kind of breaking up a little bit. Say it again.
Sure. Yeah. So has there been a time with your transition from corporate world to entrepreneurship that you had to
Mm-hmm.
build on either skills or inner work in order to be successful as an entrepreneur?
Has there been a time in my corporate world that I had to tap into my skills? Is that what you're asking?
So basically, from having that transition from corporate world into
Mm-hmm.
entrepreneurship, have you had to learn skills or do that self inner work to be successful as an
Learn
entrepreneur?
skills. Okay, yeah.
Because a lot of
I'm
times
sorry.
that's a big shift, like from corporate 9 to 5 girly to like now I'm like the CEO of this thing. How did you do
Oh,
it? And were there times where you lacked that confidence?
oh yeah. Oh yeah, please. And I apologize that I was missing that keyword learn. My audio over here on my side was messing up. So, but yeah, transitioning from corporal education to, like you said, now I'm the boss. Who's the boss? I'm the boss. Wait a minute. What you mean? Like there was huge inner work. Even me being the confidence concierge, it literally started from like mindset on, because I was questioning everything, questioning if I can do this, not knowing how to do it. I knew I didn't necessarily know how. Don't get me wrong, I had certain skill sets to get me going, but as far as just all of the inner workings within it, I didn't know how to do all that. So questioning that, questioning myself, questioning if I heard the Lord right. I mean, so many questions. So many questions, so many doubts, which actually brought up because having to take that step of faith. Well, excuse me, not having to, because you don't have to take a step of faith. I made the choice to take that step of faith and do that. Um, it just brought up so much inner work in me that I didn't even know was there that I need to do, starting with my level of faith and how much I really do trust the Lord and just all that kind of stuff, and realizing that I actually had built up quite a bit of confidence, but I had built up quite a bit of confidence in me, not the one who created me and who gifted me and who gave me this business and this mind and this heart and all these things. And, even though I thought I had confidence in him, I really didn't have as much as I thought. I had done so much work to build up confidence in myself that I forgot about building up confidence in the Lord, and that he's the
Mm,
one who's really taking care of me and holding my hand and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, it was a different kind of like confidence. So now we're talking about spiritual confidence building, right? So that was a different kind of confidence building, because now I can't just lean on myself in this season. In past seasons, I was doing that, and he allowed me to do that. But in this season, I had to lean on him like I've never lean. Come on here, lean.
Lean.
I had to lean on the Lord like I had never had before. So that was a whole different kind of confidence building and stuff too. So yeah, so I definitely, it felt like I was almost starting from square one when it was coming to build confidence again. And I was like, dang. But square one in a new chapter. So the way I described it is, it felt like when I went from high school to college. So I was, because when you're in school, you have these different level hierarchies, right? So, in elementary, you work to be the top dog at elementary, to be fourth or fifth grade, whatever your top one is. Then in middle school, the eighth graders are the big ones on campus. And obviously in high school, the seniors are the big ones on campus. So every time you go, it's kind of starting over. So in high school, you start as a freshman. So you're in a new level, but you're at the bottom, And so then you finally work your way up to a senior. You're like, yeah, you pop in your collar. I got this. And so going from being in a place to where I knew the ins and outs and I was pretty comfortable and very good at what I was doing, then doing full-time entrepreneurship felt like going from high school senior to a college freshman. I knew I was elevated, right? Because I'm in the new level, and it also felt like I was starting at the bottom.
Nice.
So it was a very weird feeling. I'll be honest, I didn't like it, but I'm so thankful for it, because it made me have to tap into other stuff and tap into the Lord and him just prune and do stuff in me to where now I'm here. And I'm not saying there's still not more work to do, but there's definitely been a lot of work done for sure.
I love that. I love how you relate the spiritual confidence. That's a part that I think a lot of us as believers miss, because we're so caught up, like you said, on, okay, my book's balanced. Do I know how to file an LLC? And do I know how to do this? Instead of really focusing in on that spiritual work for when those devils start coming for us, that we are confident in that area, that it will be taken care of. I love how you brought that out.
Well, because even when we hear about confidence a lot, we hear about building up confidence in self, and you should have self-confidence, but you'd never hear about saying when we say something, confidence in the Lord, is kind of like a drive-through phrase, right? Like, yeah, and have confidence in the Lord, or it's on Sunday morning. We don't talk about that continuance day to day. I'm supposed to be rooted and have that Godfidence, right? That confidence that relies in God. And that's the thing that actually gets me through, and the thing that actually informs and uplifts my self-confidence, because I can be more confident in me because I know who's got me, right? But so it all works together. But a lot of times when we're talking about building confidence, we think inward instead of upward.
You're always dropping gems. That's why I had you on here. That's why. I love that. I really do. So how do you, for example, build that confidence in God, that confidence? What are some tasks or some tangible things that can be done for someone to build that up?
The first thing I would say is to be honest. Be honest with self, be honest with him. And you're not being honest with him to inform him, because he already knows. You're being honest with him so that you can release it to him for him to start doing the work in you, right? So just to be honest, a lot of times we keep pushing forward as if no, that's not really the thing. Just take a minute, sit in it. It's okay. What you're feeling is nothing new. The Psalms are filled of these feelings. Proverbs is filled of these feelings. Lamentations is filled of these feelings. The good book is filled of people who have all of these feelings and doubts and wonders and stuff like that. And that's the reason it has so many scriptures about not fearing and not doubting. Why? He doesn't tell us anything that we don't need to know. So he's telling us not to doubt because he knows we're going to doubt. He tells us not to fear because he knows how much we're going to fear. So just start with being honest. And I had to be so honest to say, Lord, I see it now. I want to surrender it to you. I honestly do not know how. you're going to have to help me. And from there, it's like floodgates. He's like, cool. That's all I was waiting for the
She's
end.
wait. She wants me to. Okay, I got you.
Yeah, you ready for me now? It's my cool, baby girl. I got you. I'm coming on in there, right? Because I heard someone say once, like, God is a gentleman. He's not going to force himself on us, right? So, but once we give him that invitation, he comes on in. Like he says, knock and the door be open. Ask and it'll be given to you, right? So we have to give him that invitation. He's going to be knocking, but he's only going to come in if we open up that door. He's only going to give us help when we ask, So we have to do that. So I start by being honest. That's number one. Start by being honest with yourself. Start by being honest with him. From there, after being honest, do the work. Start by be obedient. Be honest first, then be obedient. Because once you be honest and you ask him for help, he's going to then show you what to do. He's going to give you instructions. He is a God who loves you, who will help you. Oh yeah, I got you, baby. This is what you need to do. He's the best. We're always trying to get these coaches. I myself have a coach. I myself have a therapist. He's the best coach around. So he will literally give you a play-by-play. You know what I mean? And you might not understand the play. You're not meant. Let me clarify that statement. You won't understand the full play, but if you're just obedient to what he tells you, to the instructions he gives you, in the end, you be like, oh snap! That's what you was trying to do. That's the play you was trying to run. Oh man, and we won the game by a lot. But if I wouldn't have listened to you, we would have lost the game. But because I listened, even though I didn't understand, not only did we win, we won by a lot. So be honest, be obedient, and last but not least, you got to trust. Trust even when it's hard. Trust when it feels good. Trust when it don't. Trust when it makes sense. Really trust when it won't. You have to trust. So be honest, be obedient, and trust. If you get hot, if you didn't catch that acronym that I just did, if you get hot, that's what will help transition that. And here's the thing, you have to do that daily. That's not something that you can do on Tuesday and by Wednesday it's all well and the next week you're on and running. This is a daily surrender, a daily yes with a daily dependency. Let me say that one more time. This is a daily yes with a daily dependency. So you have to do this every single day. You have to get hot every single day. Right? We know that I'm gonna give you, I feel like I'm getting downloaded right now, so I'm gonna give you this. Our bodies, they say our bodies are at a perfect temp at like 98.6, right? If our bodies start to go below that temp, we're getting cold. And when we're cold, bad things can happen. Our bodies shut down, all this kind of stuff. I'm not a medical professional, so medical professionals, when you see this, tap in, okay? So, but I know it's not cold. Even if you just think about your temperature in the house, if that temperature in the house is below a certain degree, you're starting to put more stuff on to do what? Warm up. Even if you're a person who likes it cooler, you still, like me, I like a little fan on me, but guess what I still have on me? A blanket, right? Because I want to be at that temperature, right? So if it's cold, I warm myself up. But every day I have to do that. If any day I wake up and I'm not at 98.6 degrees in my body, then I'm going to do something to start to warm my body up or go to a medical professional who will help me to do that. Every day, that's what we have to do with the Lord. We have to make sure we're waking up. Ooh, it's cold in the house. Let me turn up this temp. Ooh, let me make sure that the temperature is right. Ooh, where's my blanket? Let me get covered up. Ooh, today I feel cold, but it's an unusual kind of cold and I can't warm my body up. Let me go to the one who can help me warm my body.
Yes. I love that. I love the acronym HOT, y'all. Hot. Every day we got to be hot. We got to be honest. Every day we got to be hot. We got to be obedient. We got to be trusting every day. I love that so much. I know. I heard you say that, like being obedient. How, I think I might even asked you this before. I think I did. Like just having that discernment of God's voice. I feel like it could be so tricky to know if he's like guiding us towards something or if he's like telling you, hey, don't go that way. Does everyone have the same indicator, would you say, of when that is God telling you to do this and go here? and when it's like, no, that's not what I'm telling you?
No, because you are you and I am me. And he knows how to speak to you in a way that's going to help you to listen, and how to speak to me in a way that I'm going to listen. So they might be similar, but they're not the same. For instance, how do you know that you hear God's voice?
I usually have dreams or just urges to do something.
Right.
And
So
so
you,
I'd be questioning it though. I'd be like, is that urge? What kind of urge was that? Was that like a don't do it urge?
mhm,
Or
absolutely.
this or stars are aligning urge? Like which one?
Yeah. So absolutely right. So now I'll be honest. I have dreams as well, and then sometimes I'll get what I like to call like just downloads. Like I feel it in like my shanana. Like so all of a sudden it's like this feeling that I can't even like I can resist it if I fight really hard, but it's like almost like I can't help but to do it comes over me. Some people I've heard to where they just literally they hear his voice, right? Or they some people it's different ways, right? Or when they're spending their quiet time, they might hear something. So he talks to us in a way that he gets our attention. I always like to say he definitely talks to me when I'm asleep or in a dream because that's the time he can get me to be quiet long enough for him to get a word in. But he talks our attention. Now, how do you know it's him? Is by knowing his voice. How do you know his voice? By knowing his word. It's really that simple. So when you read his word, he's not going to tell you anything that's contrary to what he's already said in this book. He's just not. He's not going to tell you to go and I don't know, I can't think of anything off the top of my head. But he's not going to tell you to start lying to people.
Mhm.
That is very contradictory to what's in this book. Right?
Right.
He might tell you not to say everything, but that's very different, right? Like, hey, don't wait. Because he talks a lot about in the book waiting, right?
Hmm.
So he's not going to tell you anything that's contradictory to the book. So sometimes if you're not sure, say, okay, Lord, if this is really you, show it to me in your word. Show me an example in your word, right? Another way too is if you're not sure, wait. What I think I heard you, I'm not sure. Can you give me a confirmation? And then wait on it. Don't make it happen. Wait. And then as you know his word more, as you start to see how he moves to talk to you, then it's gonna just kind of you get used to his voice, you know, kind of more clearly, like to where you won't need as many confirmations. When I went from working at a bank to teaching, I needed five. Count them, five confirmations. Okay. And they had to be good ones. It couldn't be just no regular old thing. I needed five. And he was kind enough to give me all five. Now I don't need five, but I might need one. I might need one. But I also check his word. Does this line up with what you say in your word? Does this line up with your truth? Okay. If it lines up with scripture, cool. Now let me make sure. And that's the way I had to do when I became an entrepreneur. Okay. Does this line up with your word? Okay, cool. Would you tell me to do this? Okay. Oh, there's plenty. Give me examples to where you've had other people do this. Oh, you told Abraham to just leave a land that he knows to go somewhere that you will show him. Got it. Oh, you anointed David and then they just walked off and left him going back to the sheep, but later on he became king. Oh, this person, you told Noah to build a whole boat, even though they've never seen it rain before.
Mm.
Oh, okay. You have done this before. Got it. This is looks a little different, but it's the same concept. So yeah, that was a
Yeah.
long-winded answer, but I hope I
Yeah, you hit it every time. Every long-winded answer is just a lot of good stuff for us. So we appreciate it. So just because I want to focus on your business a little bit more, how did
Mhm.
you come up with confidence at any size? And what is the actual meaning behind, I don't know if you call it your passion or like your
Mhm.
project or your duty that God has given you here on earth? Like tell us more
Um,
about that.
it's while it's my business, it's definitely ministry, right? So I do consider it me doing the ministry that God has given me. So um sorry, something weird just popped up on my computer. Okay. So while it's my business, it's also ministry. So the way I came up with it is that I don't know if a lot of people know, but confidence in any size actually came from a bad breakup. So I was in this relationship with a guy. Long story short, emotional abuse. He was started making me feel really bad about me, the way I look, all this kind of stuff. And ultimately, we broke up, and he said it had a lot to do with my size. And so, of course, that had me heartbroken because this is a guy that I thought it started off amazing. They always start amazing. Let
Always.
me also give somebody that too. Whenever you have a bad breakup, because this is the guy I thought I was going to marry, we had a date set. Okay, let me be very clear. We had a date set. Now we didn't have no deposit down or anything, but us talking amongst ourselves, you know how you have those private conversations where shit
Right.
you go do, he's like, okay, I think we could do it this day, and you started making plans, all this kind of stuff before you start to tell everybody else. Like that's where we were. So I'm thinking this is the guy, my guy for life. So for it to go down like that, even though we weren't married, it almost felt like a divorce to me. It was hard. Um, and it was through the healing process that, yes, I came up with business, which I'll say that, but also what I realized, because I was like, how could I be such a fool? How could I, fall for this dude and da 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 da? And what God had to show me was it wasn't always that. You saw he presented the best parts of him. There are some good parts in him, right? And that's what you held on to. But when those bad parts started heavily outweighing the good parts, I had to separate you from that, right? So for anybody who's ever gone through a bad breakup and you're hard on yourself or anything like that, maybe you've gone through a divorce, I don't know, and it's how could I have stayed? How could I have, fallen for somebody like this? I want you to remember that A, you fell for the person that they presented themselves to be. B, if it was bad from the beginning, you never would have said yes. If it was bad from the beginning, you never would have said yes. And three, there are three slash C, there are good parts there.
Yeah.
There are good parts there. And what keeps us as ladies sometimes so long is that we keep hoping that this is just a bad moment and we'll get back to the good parts. And so you are not a fool. You're just a person who is optimistic that you'll get back to the good parts. And once they show that you won't, you had to make a choice for you to go to a healthy place because they made a choice. They made a choice not to lean into their good parts. You saw them. They are there. That's what you fell for. But because they made a choice not to lean into those good parts, you have to make a choice for you. So I just want to help somebody there because that helped me so much, and set me free. So, but from that breakup in the initial part of the healing, of course I'm down. I'm feeling bad about myself, all this kind of stuff. Because I had actually gone through a process where I had actually previously like lost a lot of weight, feeling good and all this kind of stuff for it. So for it to go down like that just made me feel crazy. And then one day I looked in the mirror and it was a morning to where, got ready, kind of looking cute for work and everything. And I looked, I said, hey, stupid, I'm cute.
I know that's right.
I'm cute. Like, because my eyes was popping, the lips, everything was, I was like, I look good. I did not know what he's talking about. And so I snapped a picture and put it on Instagram. And I literally put like hashtag confidence at any size because I was feeling good. It was one of the mornings I was actually feeling good. And as they say, the rest is history. It was kind of like, I feel like it could be a movement. A movement was born. And so that's what started getting me out of my healing process. I did a couple of more like that. And I just felt like, again, a push from the Holy Spirit saying, yeah, that's it. And so I started Confidence Any Size Instagram page. And from there it was on. Now I was still working in education at the time for several years before I branched out on my own, but that's how it got started. Yeah.
Wow. I love it so much. And I love everything that you shared with us today. I feel like that has helped me with my confidence, that maybe it's not a me thing. It's a lack of the confidence in God thing of why
Mm-hmm.
things are sometimes stagnant or sometimes you aren't making the moves that like I should have confidence. I feel like I should have confidence. And then sometimes it's just that missing piece of daily doing that hot method daily because it's
Date.
easy to do it a couple days, a couple weeks, and then next thing you know, you're in a bad mood that morning. You're cutting through traffic, and you're like, "Hold up, something's not right. Like I forgot to do something today." So
Mm-hmm.
I love how you broke that down for us. And I know you've shared it before, but where can the ladies find you?
Oh, absolutely. You can find me on my Instagram at Confidence at Any Size, as well as on my Facebook at the Confidence Concierge.
Okay, what services are you providing currently?
So I do speaking, coaching, and training. I do speaking to youth and, of course, women empowerment. I do training for youth programs and people who work with youth, so mentors and educators who work with youth, as well as I do one-to-one confidence coaching with women to help them reach their goals, because I don't believe in just setting goals. I want to help you reach them. So, of course, we do a lot of the inner work first, and then that's what will propel us to be able to reach that goal a lot faster. Because actually getting to the thing doesn't really take that long. It's the inner work that takes more time.
Yes, I love it. And I could vouch that Nikki will help you get that confidence to do whatever it is that you have been directed from God to do. She'll push you over that ledge to make it happen. So I can definitely attest to that. And I'm so thankful for you, Nikki. And I just love what you're doing in the space of
Well,
just
wait, you can't just say that. You got to share more about that part and tell them your story with confidence, and even becoming to this leaned podcast and how kind of our story with that a little bit. Just give them a little taste.
a little taste. Okay.
Just a
So,
little taste of that, because we were
okay.
kind of talking before you created the podcast, and like you said, then I pushed you. But I'll let you tell it.
Yeah, so real quick, you guys, I had been contemplating what to do next. I had a failed fitness business. It was failed because I ended up having a back injury, as a lot of y'all know, and I just couldn't train people like I used to. I couldn't get on the ground. I couldn't show workouts. The passion that I had for it, it was absolutely hindered by my own physical ability. So I ended up shutting that down, and for shoot, a little over a year, I was just like, God, what am I supposed to do? I don't know where I'm supposed to be. How am I supposed to be using my gifts? And I was like over it. I'm like, all right, God, you tell me what to do. Tell me what to do, please. Like I was upset about it. And he just tapped me and was just like, you're gonna start a group of women. And I'm like, okay, what's it gonna look like? And he's like, I'm gonna show you how it looks. Contact Nikki. you know, it was honestly, it was like
Did
one
he
of
say
the
contact Nikki? He probably just said put some.
child. I
Probably
know
said reach
he
out somebody.
I kept seeing Nikki come up. I did. I kept
Mm,
seeing you come up on my pages, and he's just like,
wow.
reach out to Nikki. And I know that he's done that before in many
Mhm.
Bible books. Like just here
Yeah.
I'm going to put this person on your path, and
Right.
I
Right.
did. And Nikki helped me with creating my own stories, which I plan to share with you guys more in the future. Which is why she's having me share a little bit as well, because that's kind of like the purpose is for us to share these stories and to relate to one another to help each other keep going. So I'm super excited that Nikki stayed following me. Hey, how's it going with that podcast? Once it developed into a podcast, like how's it going with your plans? And I'm so thankful for that because it reminded me of like, okay, God, I know you're telling me to do this, so I have that confidence
Yeah.
in this plan. So I appreciate you, Nikki.
Absolutely. And the reason I follow up like that is A, because God tells me to, but B, what happens a lot of time is we get that initial boost and we feel really good and we do two or three things and then we get scared again. And then we kind
Hmm.
of what I call turtle up, we'll go back into that shell.
Right.
Right. And then that's how things end up staying there. So I kept reaching out and pushing. And what she's not saying is I will make her do certain things. I'd be like, have this to me by this time. And then
Yeah.
the next thing you know, because I didn't tell her what to do, I didn't know. It's just about you reaching the goal. And so next thing you know, we're here and now we're on what season?
Season 2 is coming out in July, you guys. If you're
Season
listening to this now, we are officially launched, and I'm super thankful for the encouragement to keep going and,
yeah.
you know, having my project that I'm doing be seen as something valuable and something that needs to get put out there. So
Absolutely. I'm
I
so
hope
proud of you. I'm so
thank
proud of you.
you.
It's so beautiful. And you're doing it. You're like on down the road. Next thing I know, you were sending me like which logo looks good, which photo. I was like, okay, come on here. So a lot of times that's just what we need is that boost, get out of our head, get out of our way, and most importantly, get out of God's way and just
Yes.
be obedient and do it. And now we're here on season 2, and I'm so proud of you, Mahogany. Like seriously, like this is beautiful. This is beautiful. And it's a beautiful platform that you are giving other women to not just share, but to be able to take in. Like I've listened to some other episodes and they are powerful. They are very powerful. now podcast listener. I never thought I would be a podcast listener, but I listen to podcasts, and you can tell the ones to where they're kind of giving superficial things and the ones to where they're really doing heart work and spirit-led work. And this is definitely a spirit-led work. So I'm very, very proud of you. And I know
Thank
you're going to keep
you.
going because I'm going to be checking.
Yes, I am. And I'm excited to do some solo episodes or maybe episodes where I'm being interviewed by some of my amazing guests
Yes.
that can help pull those things out of me so I can share.
So you're saying I'm going to get to interview you on one of these?
You know what? You're already wearing purple. That's your color. That's my color. I feel like we're aligned.
Let's do it.
Will do. All right, you guys. Well, until next time, thank you so much.